And then let's get started. So here she is, if you haven't seen her already. Took all the straps and everything off. So we're getting ready to get on with what we can, really. Still got to clean her out inside and stuff like that, but we're not there yet, so we'll worry about that when we get to them points. Seats to take out, wiring to tidy up, engine work to do, lots of painting to do. My main thing is to get the repairs done, like this one here. Someone had a good idea of tying the rope off onto here on the anchor and then just letting the waves roll right through the boat, which was a bad idea, wasn't it? So I've got a repair there to do. So we'll sort that out, but my main thing is, once I've done them, is to get rid of all this bobble. I hate it. I want it really, really nice and smooth. It should be like this, not like that. So I'm going to deal with that as best I can until I can get it absolutely perfectly flat smooth. We're going to replace these windows and this sort of bodge job that's been done around these and do these all properly, drill them all in properly, stainless steel bolts, rubbers behind the new windows, etc. We have to remove lights, aerials, side rails, rod holders, bars in the back, cleats, things like this. Got to be done and sorted. We're already halfway through taking the steering out, as you can probably see down here. That's been a bit of a nightmare at the moment, but steering cable's got to be replaced and this tubing right through the motor here, and then all the way down to the steering and the steering hub. So that's quite a lot. This ladder's got to be sorted out. Good. It's fixed in this side, but this side is pretty loose and the screws are just sitting there, so we've got to sort that out. Find out what's happening under there and find out why it's not gripping properly. Needs more strength than that. And if we can't get it to grip there, then we're going to have to move it and put it in somewhere a bit tougher. Or take it off. It depends if we're going to use it. I think I would use it if I was out at sea. If I wanted to go diving or something like that, I probably would use it. So I'd like to keep it on there. So, without further ado, let's get stuck in and start doing the boat. Yeah! I'm going to start on the side and just actually see how hard this is to actually sand. I've got the old suit and stuff on because this fiberglass is quite itchy to stand and stuff. So you want to be covered up, you want a mask on and stuff for doing this as well. So I'll be doing that. Let's get started. So I've decided that's definitely gel coat on here, not paint. This is where we are after an hour. Very hard work. That's how much we're flattened off. And we're still not 100% flat, I can still feel it. In places, so I'm now going to go onto the block. Some 60 on it, I need to get some other discs. And see if I can flatten it a bit more there. So a little go around this side as well on here. There's lots to do. It's going to take probably quite a few days to get around it. Obviously got to do all the inside and all over the place, all around the front. Repairs to do as well. It's going to be hard work, so we better get stuck in. Wow, I'm 5 hours in now. Starting to look slightly different. I have to work all on this radius. That was literally all over the place. It's full of little holes and stuff that I've got to deal with as we go through it. There's loads of it, it's all out of shape and stuff, so all got to be filled. There's plenty of little holes that haven't been dealt with. Or the person that done it, especially if I go close, you can see all them. Got to deal with that all over the whole boat. I'm trying to get along this line all sorted as well, get it all right back off the rub rail. And I'm basically sort of about here. So I've done 3/4 of one side in 5 hours. It's really hard work to sand. I've even gone down to 60 grit, and that's still really hard. But because it's basically starting like this, it's quite a lot of hard work. Some bits are really bad and they're like that. And it just takes some serious arm strength and pressure against it to try and flatten it off. I've still got all of this to do as yet. It's going to keep me busy. So it's literally going to take days to do inside and out just to get it flattened off before we start doing repairs and putting some marine filler in. Well, I'll probably skim this whole side to get everything on nice and even. I'll probably skim the whole lot wherever I need to. But that's where we are. My arms are absolutely shaking. I'm struggling to actually hold the camera up and film this. But then like I said, I've been doing it 5 hours, so it's time for a hot chocolate and something to eat, I think. So, I just had a bit of a wipe down on the boat. And let me take you over and show you. Give you an idea of how many tiny little imperfections stuff I've got to fill. Probably thousands, easily thousands. Spin around and show you. So what I'll do is I'll quickly wipe it down and then I'll take you to the side and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. It's the only way I can highlight it and show you what we're dealing with. This will only last like 30 seconds or so, so I've got to be quick. And there you go. If you look down them sides, see all them little chips, dents, all that sort of imperfections that are not smooth. I've got to fill every single one of them. It's gonna be a nightmare. It's got to be done. So let's get on with it. Okay, so I'm going to mix up a tester for the side, fill in some of these imperfections. Some of that, bit of hardener. Don't really matter what the mix is as long as you've got enough hardener in. I'll just basically eyeball it like that. A nice thorough mix, make sure all the red's gone. All mixed right into the filler putty. This one's a glazed product, it's called. It's a nice smooth thin finishing putty basically. I'm just going to see that's going to deal with what we need to on the side of the boat there. So let's give it a go. So as you can probably see there, I've already put some in. And we'll go a bigger area. Hence I'll just make some more. thought I'd just show you the mix. Not trying to put it on really thick, all we're trying to do is fill up all them little bobbly bits that I showed you a little while ago. Right, let's say thickness build now. That ain't got to be crazy, it's just got to be enough to fill up them bits. And when I send it back, and basically eliminates everything and makes it all nice and smooth. Sometimes can be a pain, you have to do this on the whole job. And I've got a feeling this is going to be one. But if you want a nice, smooth little boat when it's all done, or the glassy smooth, this is the only way to do it. We've got a long way to go yet. We just need to do a tester to see if what I think is going to work is what we're doing now. And probably better just use your finger in these and just go like that. On the way this is anyway. Few bits in that need to be dealt with. Let me chop them off. Yeah, I'm too much of them. Right, so we're waiting for that to go off. I don't want to sand and get it all sticky and we'll let it go off a little bit. I'm going to remove a couple of bits and see how easy they come off. So we've got a Phillips screwdriver. See what we're dealing with underneath here. Oh, that was a million times easier than what I thought it was going to be. Well, we're going to be all stuck to the panel, etc. And actually it wasn't. So that's not too bad. Let's do a couple of other bits and find somewhere to start putting them, shall we? So I've jumped up in the boat for a minute. I'm going to have a go at one of these. Shame that's all discoloured. We'll have to try and deal with that another time. Cool, everything's undoing a bit too easy, isn't it? Well, let's just put it this way, I wasn't expecting everything to just fall out like that. I thought they'd be quite tight and they'd all be stuck to whatever's underneath. But to be fair, that was pretty easy. Keep the gasket, don't want to lose that. The wood's a bit wet in there, we don't want that, do we? Then we'll have to deal with that. We need to put that bag on with some 3M 5200 and seal that all up. Because that's not how we need it. So if I go around, then that must be pretty straightforward as well. Surprised my arms are still working, to be honest. Sanding that side there. I need a resource to get the radius of all this almost as smooth as well. They come up with these edges, obviously all the way down here and right down to here. So these are much longer and they've gone in a lot further into the wood underneath. Probably could have done with a power tool, but I didn't want to strip what they're bolted into. We want to go back in tight as well, don't we? Oh. Let's do this one. They're coming out. Whew. Just have to put these screws on. Where do they stand in the hands a little bit? These are actually a lot tighter. This is what I thought they were going to go up. Wow. Quite surprising. I'm going to have to obviously coat. I'll have to put these screws back in the holes and stuff, so I don't want to fill up the holes, so we'll have to deal with that later on. Right, I'll do the rest of this side because I think you get the idea. Got another rod holder to do, cleat, got a big rail down the front to do, so we'll get them done, do them off camera, and we'll carry on. Right, I'm going to attempt these windows. I've written 1, 2, 3, 4 on them so I know which one goes where. Even though I'm going to replace them, I still need to know which ones fit in which areas. Can't believe it, someone just put these in and just these screws in the ceiling around the edge. Went through all the effort of building the boat and then finish it off very nice. Hence why we're stripping it down and finishing it up. Oh, it's actually moving, so that sealer they used is useless. Didn't even stick to the window. I know why, because they didn't sand the back of the perspex to make it stick, it's shiny. Otherwise it won't be like that, you won't see any of this. I'll have a proper rubber around the edge. And that will be put in properly. We ain't working on a boat on a trailer because all I do is just keep rocking backwards and forwards and all over the place. I'm going to have to get the old lab, I think. Tight then. It's going to be a fun bit doing all up here. So I ain't going to leave it, I know you don't see it, but you do when it's in the water. And I'll do it anyway, if you didn't. No point doing half a job. We do it once and do it right. Should last us quite a few years. Without having to get back on this top half. We'll probably have to do the bottom half at some point. So it's in the water, that's just normal. I've got a feeling this is going to come out quite easy. The bottom half did anyway. Yeah. You see it's all shiny. If you're going to stick these in DIY style and do it yourself, you need to mask a line and sand all around the edge of the window where you're going to put the stick to it. Probably done the same on this as well. Hopefully that'll be easy to get off. Right. So while I'm at it, I'm trying to keep myself busy while the old filler's going off to the other end. I'm going to take this front window out on this side as well, number 2. Always want little jobs to do while, say like I do this repair and I need it to go off. I want to be taking these off, taking them off, taking these out, doing other stuff. I always need other jobs to do, so you're not sitting around wasting time. So we will do the bottom half at some point. Might even give it a colour change. And then we'll definitely do the underneath. The right underneath in the actual bottom of the boat. Just to make sure it's all good. A couple of small repairs then there to do, I think. Just little chips, it's normal when you're out using the boat. You pulled up to an island somewhere or something like that. Welcome to the beach, sand, quarter stone. You get little chips in the gel coat and stuff. You have to repair them so the water don't get in. These have basically just been put through. They are stainless steel, but they've been put through, sealed on the other side of the stuff, cut off on the inside and sealed up. Which I suppose done a job for the person who was fishing in it at the time, but not how I like to do things. You'll see when I finish, but that'll look a lot better and I'll do it my way. No disrespect to the person who built it, he's done a lovely job of making the top half and laying all the fiberglass and everything up. Just the finishing job's not very good. I need to sand it back a couple more times, a couple more gel coats. Windows needed doing nicer with better rubbers and stuff. But then again, we'd have had to pay even more money for it instead of what we paid for it, so it was already an expensive boat. So we can't complain really. Done a massive trip to go and get it, if anyone don't know. It was when we took a trip to Portsmouth, crossing the ferry. We had to go onto an island to pick it up and bring it back on the ferry. That was fun. And that was expensive. Way, we broke that one. That's not good. That one's in there better than. I didn't think this stuff would actually break. Maybe it was weak already. Not looking good. I'll have to glue that all back together just to get the shape of to make the new ones. That one was obviously stuck in there way better. Moving now. Certainly wasn't what I was expecting, but these things happen when you're doing a job, so I won't keep them anyway. We just need them for the think about it. Template. We'll go from there. They should glue back together, no problem. Even if I take them up or whatever, it doesn't really make a difference. So they're not going back in. And now I know they're that brittle, I'll make sure I use something way better than that. So it looks like our filler on this end is dry enough to give it a bit of a sand. So I'm going to do that. And let's see if it's getting rid of the bits and pieces we want it to. Get your mask back on. Just bear with me. Get the old sander. Let's do it. that test is doing the job. It's lovely and smooth. If you look down the side now, you can't see none of them horrible little holes. If I go further up here, you'll see what I mean. See all the holes still? So it's quite smooth. Got some little bits that need refilling, like this bit here, showing darker up there. There's a bit here. And there's a few other little bits that need doing, but that's going to work. Which means I've got to do that now all over the whole boat. I've got to get it all sanded. I've got to somehow get this to a nice smooth consistency, and that is pretty crazy. This stuff is like sanding concrete. It's not nice to do. So it's going to be hard work all the way around, but hopefully when I'm sitting out there in the sea or on the Broads, that'll all be worth it. Hopefully pulling in a few fish. Sitting from that seat there. Rods in there. Sitting on the back there. Net over the edge. Pulling in some good ones, hopefully. That's what's keeping me going, getting it done, because that's going to be a huge project. And that's going to take a lot of blood, sweat and tears. I'm already knackered, and we're up to about here. This is our line. We roughly are, and that's basically a day's work now. It's very, very hard stuff. It's literally like sanding concrete. You know, rough concrete with stone in, that sort of thing. It's a bit of a nightmare, but it will look excellent when it's all done, hopefully. Well, a lot of hours have passed now. Been really, really busy. I'm absolutely knackered. It's 2:10 in the morning now. I started this at 2 o'clock this afternoon, 12 hours ago. So, still on this side, but I'll spin you around and show you where we are actually. Done a lot, even though it probably don't look like it. We are. Look a bit different now, look like it's got a green stripe. This end's starting to come together, getting quite smooth. And then I've sanded all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, and filled all the way down to this corner. So I've basically gone all the way along there. Still got to smooth it out, obviously. I've literally just finished putting some of this on. This is all still soaking wet. All these little bits, these high bits will just come off and won't be a problem. I've been taking all the sealer off around the windows. I've got to remove that light at some point as well. Done this one as well. The rest should sand out now. You can probably see the sealers all over the floor. Look at all the sand and dust from from doing this side. I'm pretty knackered. Need to get back now, get all washed up, have something to eat, probably a hot chocolate, and then try and get some sleep and do it all over again tomorrow. Good job I ain't got a far drive home, and got some mess in here now as well from doing the windows and stuff, but we can hoover that all out when we decide to get in there. But yeah, we're not doing too bad. 12 hours work. It's clearly going to take quite a few hours, but if you think that side started like this, it's a bit hard to see with my shadows and stuff. I've got half the lights turned off now. But you know how rough it was and how unfinished the surface was. Well, this side still is. So is the inside at the moment. So I think we've come a long way in literally one day. That's getting to the point where that will be as smooth as all the bottom half is. Bottom half will be like glass when I finished it. Once I sand it all back and buff it all in, that'd be lovely. This bit up here already is. It feels really good, really smooth, but there's still loads more work to do. Got to flatten that whole side off, fill up all the little pinholes and stuff, because there'll still be some. Still got to do whole of this bottom bit as well. Got to mask this line off obviously and sort this all out, all the way up to here. That's where we are. So that'll be our job for tomorrow. Be quite nice if we could get this side's all wrapped up tomorrow, but we'll have to see. We'll put the hours in, but you never know how far you're going to get. Put another order in for some more of this stuff. I'm probably going to get through, I don't know, probably 8 packets of that, I reckon. Quite a lot of it. That's one packet just on the side there now. So, right. Time to go home, and I'll see you tomorrow. Well, good morning, my friends. Time to get back on the boat. Spin you around, show you where we were yesterday, and let's get going. I can hardly lift my arms, and shoulders and chest, legs, back. They're all absolutely dead, but once I get back into it and get moving again, I'll be okay. I'm going to be sore by the time I finish this one. Right, let's turn around and get started on her again. So this is how she's dried up overnight. Obviously that's not all smooth and anything yet because I've got to sand it all flat. And that's where we are. We've got to do that bottom, all that bit that's white as well above the line. We're not touching any of down here at the moment, but anywhere above this line upwards has all got to be perfectly smooth like this. As you'll probably remember in the rest of the video, this is how it started off. Pretty rough and quite badly textured. Not how it needs to be. But it's nice and solid, don't get me wrong. It's just the finish is just not nice, not how we want it. We want it perfectly smooth, nice, clean looking finish. So let's carry on. Well, that took probably about just over an hour to sand. We got a fair bit more to fill. It's starting to get rid of all the wavy lines and all the bobbliness, but there's still quite a few skims that need doing. Got this on because the whole place is just clouded in dust at the moment. It's raining outside. Lovely. So I'll spin you around and show you a close up. Let the old compressor sort of have a bit of a rest because it's running constant at the moment. It's made for it really, but don't want to kill it. Right, I'll spin you around and show you where we are. So this is what we're left with, and as you can see, there's still loads and loads of little holes that have got to be filled. The whole thing needs to be flat, smooth like this. You have to literally just keep going over it until all of that is gone. So we'll keep skimming. There's lots of bits to keep filling at the moment. Obviously I've got to reshape all this panel down the bottom here. I'll do that once I get all the top smooth. I've got some areas in the top here that are thin, so I'm going to have to grind these out. Put a little bit of fiberglass in them. Get them strengthened up. Otherwise they're going to push through because they're soft. And then sort of down this end, we're a lot better. That's what we want. A nice smooth, perfect finish like that. So we've come a long, long way from that to this, but we've still got a long way to go. But bit by bit, day by day, we'll get some more done. Must keep blowing down and wiping down all the time between each coats you're putting on. Oh, otherwise you get loads of dust and stuff all built up in the areas where you want to fill, and it won't stick. Alright guys, I think we're going to stop there for part one. Hope you enjoyed it. It's been hard work for me. Can hardly move, but I'm going to carry on and start making part two. So hope to see you there. Thanks for coming in. See you all soon.